Hey y'all, welcome back to Moments with Miss Amy. I am so glad you joined me. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the average of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. And there's a reason why. So as you know, I drive Uber and Lyft. I think I've shared that. Obviously, I do this video. Also have a blog that I need to get back into the routine of working on, but I do have. And I am starting a digital company, a business of my own, where I'm doing a number of different things there. So it seems like I have tons and tons of things going on. And for me, that's exciting because I love to be active. I love to be doing things. I love learning. I think I've shared with you already. But so what happens is sometimes people see me with all of that and they're like, oh, when are things going to slow down for you? And I'm kind of like, yeah, don't know that I really want them to. I mean, I do want to be able to move from doing the Uber and Lyft as my real cash source right now, my cash flow. I want to move from that to where everything is just done through my own businesses. And that's the process that I'm in, and that's what's happening and starting to get moving along. And it's exciting to know that, wow, like there's no lid on this jar as to what I can do and all of that. But let's go back to the average of the 5 people. That's actually a quote from Jim Rohn. He's a motivational speaker and leader, or he was, sorry. But he shared that, and I've looked at it over the years, and I've understood it, I thought, in a lot of ways that, the people that you're hanging out with are going to help to influence who it is that you are. And that's definitely true. But we have people that we hang out with that are at different phases. Okay, so there's people like I can be averaged out with 5 people that I hang out with that are really strong go-getters, that believe in more, that are always pressing themselves to do something more. And then I can also have 5 other people that I hang out with that are a little bit more content with where they're at, but they're also great friends for me to be around because of what it brings out in me, because of the fun that we have together, the laughter we have together. So I think really the biggest thing I feel with the average of 5 friends you hang out with is making sure that, one, you are hanging out with people that are, even if they're not doing the exact same thing that you are, that they have some of the same qualities, traits, mindsets, ideas, and that the other people that you're hanging out with, that you're a little bit more understanding if they're different from you. And what I mean by that is oftentimes we will look at everyone and expect them to think the same as we do, to kind of behave the same as we do, to have some of the same beliefs that we do. And that's not always the case. But that doesn't mean that we can't hang out with them. And it doesn't mean either that you can't be an example or that they can't be an example for you. So what this all brought me around to thinking about this was actually my husband. I had said something about a friend, and then I explained to the friend what I had going on, and that friend, she was like, well, that's cool. She said, if you're an outgoing person that's comfortable reaching out and doing the things, that you're talking about doing online. And then she goes, oh, actually you are. And I said, yeah, I am. I mean, obviously, I don't have a problem getting in front of the camera. It doesn't mean that I'm great at it, and I'm okay with that. I'm learning. This is a process. I will get better over time, and I'm okay with that. But I don't have that shyness of being in front of the camera. I don't have that shyness of reaching out and talking to people. Like, everybody's my friend. I don't know strangers, And so she, kind of pointed that out, that, yeah, I could. And so she was very encouraging about it, and thought that was great. I could also really pick up that she felt like there's no way she could. And I liked the fact that she encouraged me, and it made me feel good. But when I was explaining it to my husband said, you also need to remember, though, that even though she's encouraging and even though she knows that you can do that, he says, sometimes it might be hard for her to understand why you do it and that you enjoy pushing yourself and doing these things. Because sometimes some of my friends are like, oh, wow, like, how are you even keeping up? And I'm so sorry that you have so much to do. And I'm just like, but I'm not sorry that I have so much to do. For me, the busier that I am, the more that I get accomplished. When I have specific things that I'm doing and that I'm running for, and I make sure that I'm doing things that I need to be doing. So taking care of myself, personal care, self development, self help, getting the sleep that I need, eating correctly, those kind of things. I stay at a higher plane of energy and I just go. And it's like, I love it. I love to be in that zone. So I don't feel, when I have those kind of things going on, I don't feel like, really bogged down and overwhelmed. When that happens and I'm feeling more bogged down and overwhelmed is when I don't have things going on that I see are positively impacting my future. And when I feel like I'm too overwhelmed with the day to day, that's when I'm more apt to feel, really kind of pressured and overwhelmed with things. But when I have my goals and my dreams and I know what I'm doing and I know that the things that I'm doing step by step are going to get me there, that's when I'm like, I'm stoked, I'm on fire. And so that's where it's really important to have people who can kind of get that, people who can kind of understand that. The other benefit with that, though, is when you associate with people that are like that, then your energy and their energy just kind of gets it all more energetic. And it's just, it's incredible, like such a good vibe. But again, that doesn't mean that we can't have friends that aren't doing the same thing. But we have to be understanding, like I said, because for them, maybe that would be too overwhelming. Maybe when I come in and I'm full bore, like, this is so cool, and I got this going on, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and I have 7.5 minutes that I can talk to you because I need to be on to my next project. And that may be too much for them. They may be like, wow. And you don't want that to happen either. It's great for them to be able to see your energy, but it's not great if it causes them to feel like they're devalued or they're not as important, or that you look down on them because they don't do what you do. Yeah, that's another thing I've had to watch with myself, is to make sure that I remember not everybody is created the same. Not everybody does the same things. And not everybody has the same joy and excitement over things that I do. But that doesn't mean we can't all be friends. So I want to pop in with the scripture, because I feel like the scripture goes hand in hand with this. And I think that it's an important one for us to be able to hear and share. So this is Philippians 3:17. Join together in following my example, brothers and sisters. And just as you have us as a model, keep your eyes on those who live as we do. And the way that I take it and feel it is the reminder that we want to be that positive example of goodness, of positiveness, of, for me, Jesus is love. And so making sure that I continue to be that model of that example is important. But it's also important that I follow those models of that example as well. And that I don't just surround myself with people that perhaps don't believe as I do. That doesn't mean I can't be friends with them, doesn't mean I can't be surrounded with them, but I'm talking about that's not all. Because what happens is, if we don't get around like-minded people, then either we become arrogant, as we are trying to make sure that these other people realize what is correct, or our beliefs and how we feel that they're correct, or we may actually begin to kind of step away from what we believe, maybe not change completely, but just not be as proactive in what our beliefs are. I've seen it happen. I really have. And I'm not just talking about beliefs as in religion, because I know some of you, that might have been your first thought. Oh, great, she's going to get all religious. It's enough she shares her Jesus. But, that's not where I'm headed with this one. Although I tell you, I could definitely go that direction. But I also see it happen in other areas. I've seen people who were into fitness, working out, getting extra exercise, parking at the end of the parking lot, things like that, just to make sure to intentionally keep up their exercise, or the same way with the eating, choosing great eating habits. And I've seen them associate with people who don't make those choices. And instead of the people who didn't make those choices beginning to make the right choices, the positive, the healthier choices, that person began to less often get exercise, get that, eating right, and actually began doing more like the other people. Well, it's not like we can't have peanut M&Ms, okay? Right now, that's what I'm hooked on. I'm just saying. I'll put it out there. I'm being real. Peanut M&Ms right now, for whatever reason, they're my Achilles tendon, man. They're my kryptonite. Like, I'm serious. Like, I need them every day. And it's crazy. I don't eat a huge bag, but like, if I'm not careful, I do eat the individual bag. And that's not something that I really need. I mean, I'm overweight, and it is something that I do tend to try to watch some of what I'm eating. Definitely not amazing at it. But, oh goodness, where did I even go with that one? Like, all of a sudden it just went off. But anyway, like I was saying, people being around other people that are making different choices of what you're doing, of what your choices are, may put you into a position where you may start making choices like they make instead of the choices that you really wanted to make. So that's why it's important. I thought, you know what, the beginning of the year, this is a great time to talk about that, to talk about the average of the 5 friends that we hang out with, and to talk about paying attention to your circle of influence. The law of attraction is amazing. It's incredible, and it's a reality. So the more that you're doing the things that you want to have and you want to do, and that you're associating with people that are like-minded, or that you're strong in what you're doing, and even if you're associating with people who aren't like-minded, that you don't associate with them more than with those who are like-minded. Just those kind of things. And I figured since it was the first of the year, it was a good time to bring that up. And then just as a reminder, with that scripture, it talked about being a model of, like what they were talking about there in the Bible was actually talking about being a model of how they were doing the church at that time. With that, remember, everything we do, whether it is physically in presence or whether it is online, we are modeling. We are influencing. You may think to yourself, I'm not an influencer. Like, I got 20 people following me. I am not an influencer. But you know what? You are, really. Anything we do can influence people. It can influence people in a positive way or in a negative way. And that's the thing that we need to remember. We are that model, that people are looking at us. And that we need to make sure that what we are modeling is really what we believe and really what we feel and really what we want it to be. You got a whole brand new year in front of you, y'all. Take a few moments, think about it, and then make the changes that you need to make for your year to help you to model and influence what you want to model and influence. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, if you have any questions or whatever, drop a message, shoot me an email, whatever. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you know when the next video drops. Don't forget to click like. And I can't wait to see you the next time on Moments with Miss Amy. Thanks for joining.